Hi, this is Chris Hanbury from Serious Squash. You're watching episode 92 of Squash Shots, and today I want to talk a little bit about the basics of the backhand technique for the drive. And to start with here, one of the key points for me is going to be having an open racket face. A lot of people, it's going to be hard to see from this angle, but they break their wrist, and when they break the wrist, they don't actually have the racket face open. So when they're trying to hit a drive out of the back corner, they can't get the ball high enough and deep and back to the back corner again. So just hitting consecutive overhit drives like this is one of the most difficult things to learn when you're getting into squash. And then obviously you watch a good player play and they make it look so simple. A lot of it is because of that open racket face, cocking the wrist, that allows them to actually get underneath the ball and you slightly lift the ball. So I don't need to drop my racket and then swing upwards. Even though my follow through goes up, it's really about cocking my wrist, opening my racket face, that you can see my depth of my drive is consistently going to land behind the service box with this kind of U-shaped pattern swing with an open racket face. So I find that's one of the most common faults, something that's really important. Another one you've probably heard many times is going to be racket preparation. So my general rule of thumb is before the ball's bounced, which is, I'm a little bit late on this one, but it's coming off the back wall. So before the ball's bounced, then you should be prepared to play your shot. A lot of people, the ball's bouncing and the racket is still down by their feet or in front of them. It's nowhere near their back shoulder. And then what they're trying to do is they're trying to generate some momentum with their backswing for their swing. So that's where they're trying to get a lot of their power from, because they don't have the correct mechanics to get enough power into their shot with the proper swing. So how do I get power on my backhand without having this like swinging back and going forward? So I'm set early. I like to be set in that position before I go in and step and hit my shot. Okay, so a lot of my pace is going to be coming from, you can see my foot here, just getting a little bit of weight transfer, right? My swing, my pace is not coming just from my arm, right? I'm stepping in, weight transfer there. That's initiating my downswing. But you can also see how I'm loaded here, how I've really got some rotation into my shot. And then that's going to allow me to kind of make a little bit bigger backswing, creating torque, and it's connecting my swing to my core. If I only started hitting from this position and that was my set position, then basically all I would be doing is kind of extending my elbow, right? I basically only would be using my arm for my swing, and especially on the backhand side, there would be almost no pace to the shot. So I find those are the most important things for me to generate some pace, having that torque. And you can see it's just leaning into the ball. You can see if you're too close, you can't actually have your weight transferred into your shot. But if you have the right spacing, then you're able to kind of get the proper timing of that step, that little weight transfer. It doesn't always have to be big, right? It's just that boom, I am coiling up and then uncoiling and open racket face. And now that's how I'm able to get that ball consistently to the back of the court for my backhand drive. So hopefully this is helpful. And obviously I haven't been able to get in the squash club for a while to go film some new footage, but I thought it'd be good just to maybe talk about the fundamentals of some swings. And today I thought it'd be really good to look at backhand, because that's something that I find anyone can learn. It's actually a lot easier technically than the forehand is. And it's just a matter of practice. So I think when you get back out on the squash court, if you're not out there yet, try to think about a couple of these tips. Try to think about the first thing is obviously going to be opening that racket face, so your knuckles are facing upwards towards the ceiling. So cocking your wrist, and then early preparation with a bit of torque, and that's going to allow you to generate some power as you uncoil and step to start your downswing. I think those are really the key mechanics there. But obviously everyone's a little bit different, but those for me would be the main points. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Squash Shots, and you'll join me for episode 93 next week.